must-see tanks and trucks 24/7. Super excited for this unboxing video. Now, as the title suggests, I just got myself this awesome little DJI Spark. This thing is so small. It's amazing. They've packed a lot of the smart technology that are in the Phantom 4, like I have here, into this little guy. It's incredible. Now, the Phantom 4 that I have here, I thought was cool, and I didn't think it was that large. But when I compare this, the Phantom 4, it's just ridiculous. It's amazing how quickly technology changes. Now, yes, there are some downsides to this guy. It doesn't record in 4K. The maximum is 1080p at 30 frames a second. Obviously has a smaller flight time of a maximum 16 minutes in perfect weather conditions. But regardless of that, it still has obstacle avoidance, forward only, it has like these, you can be like a Jedi and control it with your hands, all that kind of cool stuff. Facial recognition, so that's pretty impressive. Now, Gearbest sent me this for review, so I'm very grateful for that, so thank you very much. They have all the colours available, and I'll leave the link in the description down below if you want to go check it out. Now, at the moment, I only got the basic package, which just includes the drone and a basic wall charger and one battery that gets included in the drone. The Fly More combo was a little bit difficult to get. So, what I have coming is the additional controller, a couple more batteries, and I have not a DJI branded charger, but one that can charge all 3 batteries at the same time and charge them in 60 minutes, or 1 hour, and can also charge your device and the controller, which is pretty impressive. To stick out for those videos, in this particular one, I'm just going to give it a basic unboxing just to show you what you get in the kit and just a quick little overview in case you guys are interested. If you haven't subscribed, there's heaps of cool content coming up, especially a very in-depth look at this guy. I'm going to run it through different video modes, photo modes, all those smart gestures and all that kind of cool stuff, and also checking out how it performs on the controller just via the app and using the controller as well. Okay, now here is the DJI Spark. This is the latest and greatest drone, albeit the smallest. Now, although it's small, it is very mighty. It does have a lot of the stuff that the Phantom 4 and the Mavic has as well, albeit it can't record in 4K, but it still does have a mechanical gimbal and all that other good stuff. Still has obstacle avoidance, so in essence, it still is a great little package. Okay, apart from the drone on the front, there isn't much else in the box, so let's waste no time and let's get inside. Okay, now I only have the basic package here, but I will definitely be getting a couple more batteries and the controller in the not too distant future, so please keep an eye out for that video. I'll also be getting this pretty cool charger that's different than the one that DJI has, which can charge all 3 batteries in 60 minutes at the same time. Here is what you get. Let's open this small box here, which has the accessories before we get to the main event. Now, I've been really pumped and couldn't wait to get this because I have the DJI Phantom 4. That's an awesome drone, albeit a little bit larger than this, and I might have a feeling that I'll probably be using this more often just because of the smaller size. Okay, here we have a small USB power charger. Looks very Apple-esque, that's for sure. Nothing else in there. Very nice packaging. And here we have our charging cable that connects to that charging brick and to the back of the drone. Now, here's all the literature that you get with it. It's in Chinese, so I can not understand it one bit. I guess that is information about the battery. That's the drone, and yeah, not too sure what that other one is. Now, like I mentioned before, this is how you charge the drone itself. You plug that into the wall, this goes to that, and this plugs into the backside or of the drone itself, but I'll get into that later on. Now, this is from Gearbest, and they sent this to me, which I'm very grateful of. That's why it's in Chinese, and I'm sure if you buy it from Australia or your country, the instruction manuals would be in the correct language. But here we go. Must admit, this foam that they use is very dense. It's a bit different than the Phantom 4 styrofoam beer cooler style case, but nevertheless, it's still, I guess, at least a way to carry a drone around if you don't have an additional case. So there we go, very nice. I have the white version. which I'm thankful for. That is my favorite color. So the only option in here, or the accessories, is 2 spare blades. If you get the Fly More combo, you get a full, well, you get another 2 of these, so you get a full set. But there we go. Obviously, in the centrifugal force, these will eventually spin out like that to open it up. But we don't care about that. Let's have a look at this little guy. It's so cute. It's so small. Well, I've got fairly large hands, and as you can see, that is tiny. Now, even though it's small, it definitely feels high quality. It's got nice high impact plastic that I don't see you breaking anytime soon. And the total weight is 300 grams. Okay, let's remove all the plastic that's flanked over this drone. One on the 3D cameras at the front, one on the camera itself, and one here on the back of the battery. Now, the diagonal length between the center of each prop, it says in the manual 170mm, but it's more like 175, so that gives you an understanding of how big it is. Okay, so much cool stuff to look at here. It does look very nice, has some nice ventilation holes here, and as you can see, the motors have a kind of a strange angle there. That gives it a very unique appearance. Okay, so we might as well start with the battery. It's a 1480 milliamp 11.4 volt LiPo, which is a 3S LiPo, slightly higher than a normal 3S. And it's got these tabs on the side here. You pull them up and the battery simply notches out. As you can see, we have some nice little landing legs there, and they are very stiff rubber, so they'll definitely seem like they'll hold up over time. And the total construction of this seems very well made. It is approximately 95 grams as well, just the weight of the battery. There doesn't seem to be any charge in here at all from factory, so that'll definitely have to be charged up later and have a look. Now, whilst the battery is out, we'll have a look at this little door here. Now, under there is a micro USB plug there, and also your micro SD card. So that's a nice little touch. Looks much better than just having them exposed, so no dirt and rubbish or debris can get in there. Now, that is also how you charge a drone, because as you can see, with this particular package, there's no other ports to plug in that USB cable in there. So you've got to put this battery in there and then plug it into the back of the drone via that connection. And it's got a very reassuring click when it goes back into the housing. So you definitely know that is in there nice and securely. Now, the battery should give you a maximum 16-minute flight time. So realistic, you're probably looking around about 14 to 15 minutes, which is fairly reasonable considering how small this is. Now let's have a look at the main camera. As you can see, it has a mechanical gimbal, and that is a 2-axis gimbal. So we have pitch and roll, as you can see there, and also it moves up and down like that. So that should give you extremely stable shots. And yes, the larger drones like the Mavic and the Phantom series have a 3-axis gimbal, but they are much bigger drone than this, and I think they're in a different league. But the footage I've seen of this is amazing considering it's only 2-axis. Now, the maximum video resolution this camera can record in is Full HD, which is 1920 by 1080 at 30 frames a second. It has a maximum bitrate of 24 Mbps, and it should be more than enough to capture some pretty decent footage, especially when you consider the format of this tiny little drone. So even though it is a tiny little gimbal and a very small camera, it's still very capable. It has a lot of the shooting functions that the Mavic and some of the Phantom 4 has, so look out for that in future videos. Now I'll go over a few of the specs. So the max ascent speed is 9.8 feet a second, or 3 meters per second. That's in the sport mode. The max descent speed is the same when it's using the auto landing, and the maximum speed is 31 miles an hour or 50 kilometers an hour in sport mode. That's also probably going with the wind, and that is also using the controller as well. And like I mentioned before, this is a very smart little drone. We have various sensors here, and the first one you'll notice here is another small camera. So the Spark can also return to its home point automatically if you push it on your controller, even if there is not enough GPS signal. It's also, if the battery gets too low or the connection is lost, you can just hit that return to home button, and it comes back exactly where you took off. So what this little camera does, it captures the image when you're taking off of the area that you took off from, and that is your home point as a reference. And when it comes back to return to home, if you automatically push that button, it kind of uses those images as a reference point and tries to land as accurately as possible. So that's very impressive. Now down here you got two other sensors as well, and they are also to help it hover very accurately. Now this is a first for the size of this drone, or in the category it does have obstacle avoidance, and that can sense obstacles up to 16 feet away or 5 meters, which is pretty impressive. So if you return to home and you got an obstacle in the way, it'll stop for you and it won't hit that. Or if you're flying normally and you don't realize there's a building in front of you all of a sudden, it will hopefully not hit it. Now that obstacle avoidance is all under this panel here. There is another camera and the 3D sensing system under there, and that also is used for when you do hand gestures with this, and facial recognition and all that kind of cool stuff. But I'll go over that later on in another video when I put it up in the air. Now it obviously does have GPS, and the Russian equivalent is GLONASS, I'm pretty sure. And amazing to think there are 24 computing cores in this little guy. Now I've got to mention that these batteries are kind of like a smart battery. For example, with the Phantom battery, if you leave them fully charged, they will slowly discharge after a certain given time, and that's what these do as well. So the risk of damaging a battery is very low. Now, with all these smarts, it does have intelligent flight modes like the other DJI drones, you know, quick shot, tap to fly, return to home, active track, gesture mode, which I think is new for this one. We kind of hold your hand out there like you're a Jedi and you can control the drone like that. So look forward to that video. Now for me, the only way to control this particular model or this version is with the app, and that's not my favorite thing to do when I'm controlling a drone. It's like, same with, I don't play many mobile games because I don't like the on-screen like keys and the controls and stuff like that. So with the controller, I think this will open up into definitely a different little beast. But I'll definitely do a video how this flies with the app, and another one with the controller when I get it. Because with the controller, it speeds up to 50 kilometers an hour. You can have a 2 kilometer HD Wi-Fi video transmission, so that's 720p. And yeah, it kind of just opens it up. And I guess you can always use the goggles that you can buy, the DJI goggles. That'll give you a really immersive FPV experience. Now obviously on each corner there are LED lights, and they light up green, red, orange I think. So, and they give you different commands. So when you're doing like your gesture shot, or you want to take a selfie mode or something like that, the lights will flicker in a particular pattern and in a particular color. So yeah, we'll definitely look at that later on as well. So I've plugged in the standard cord that you got with the kit, and there we go. Now apparently it should take 1 hour and 20 minutes from a completely dead battery, so that's interesting. So I'm looking forward to getting the other batteries and the special charging hub where I can charge all 3 batteries and the controller battery when I get it. In approximately 3 batteries will take 60 minutes, which is 1 hour, which is fantastic for all 3 at the same time. And also you can do like a mobile device and the actual controller itself. So just how small is the DJI Spark? Well, as you can see, that is a Phantom 4 controller, and there is a DJI Spark. It is tiny. It can fit in the little mobile carrying device, no problem whatsoever. It's so small. Now there it is against my old faithful, the Phantom 4, and as you can see, it is so small. It's just amazing. It still has a lot of the technologies like the obstacle avoidance, all that kind of stuff that this one has here, which you can see the 2 small front sensors here, all packed in to this small little 3D sensing bar up here. It's just incredible how quickly the technology changes in a small amount of time. Obviously the Phantom 4 can shoot 4K and all that cool stuff, but at the end of the day, the best camera is what you have on you, and I think I might be carrying this little guy more often than not because I don't really upload my videos in 4K. The video ends up being too large and it's huge, like maybe 5 to 10 gigabytes, and my internet connection for upload here in Australia is crapola. And another comparison here is the MJX Bugs 6, quite a small drone, very basic though, it's only like $99, and here is the DJI Spark. So yeah, some of you guys might have one of these or have something else that I might be comparing it to, just to give you a good indication, because in person, well, on video it doesn't really do it justice until you actually hold it. Now, if you want more information about it, I'll leave the link in the description below. It is from GearBest, and they have all the colours available as well. Any questions, please leave them down below, and I'll answer them as soon as I can. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, please subscribe. There are heaps of content coming out regarding this bad boy. Can't wait to get it up in the air and show you guys what it's capable of. So that's it, guys. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.